Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. And the Mayor Pro Tem, Terry Hill, is with us today after a city council meeting last night. Terry, I didn't get to go to the council meeting last night. I was at the soccer game.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure that got on the internets. And then I was making sure Joby got on the air from Carlsbad. He went down to Carlsbad to do the volleyball game.
Oh, yeah, great.
Down there. And then I got home and Lana said, I need a shake. So I went to Sonic and got a milkshake for her.
There you go. Sounds good. She had a good idea.
She had an excellent idea. And I didn't say things like, well, why don't you go get one yourself? Or you've got your own car. Or, I didn't say any of that stuff. I said, what kind do you want? Vanilla? I'll be right back.
Yeah, yes. On its way.
On its way. So City Council did meet last night. And
yes, we did.
Okay.
We had a quorum last night. We had one that was missing, Councilor Rodriguez and his wife. We hold them up in prayer. His wife is suffering with some medical issues. So, anyway, but he was the only one missing last night. So, and Councilor Moreau, he got back from Africa. He's been over there way too long. But
I get a feeling that's not one of those trips you just pop over and come back.
Oh, no. He certainly had some beautiful pictures I was looking at last night. But anyway, excuse me, we had the agenda wasn't that heavy last night due to the fact the previous meeting we didn't have a quorum. So many of our items that we couldn't address then, we moved over to the consent agenda, and we'll discuss a few of those here shortly if you'd like.
Sure.
But under community development, Mr. McGuire, he was talking about the fiscal year 2023 and through 2027, the Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan, the ICIP.
Mm-hmm.
And and we had spoke about that last time I visited with you. It's projects that we would like to see move forward and what have you, and from time to time we'll adjust that ICIP as we complete projects and things like that. But anyway, we got that resolution passed last night, and I'd just like to mention that on 13, whenever we do on the ICIP, one of the projects is to redo from 13th Street back east to 1st Street. That's coming up.
You're talking about Main Street or?
No. I'm talking about Hermosa.
Hermosa.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that makes sense now. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, it's on the radar, and we've got it on the ICIP. Now, you realize, if you'll remember, Gene, when we extend or redone from 13th out to 26th.
Mm-hmm. On Hermosa.
On Hermosa, yes. Anyway, we to align that street, we had to encroach. I say encroach. We had to move our street over, and on that one side, and it took about 5 feet. And of course, people had sprinklers and fences and shrubs and stuff like that, and it caused a little bit of an issue. But anyway, we got through that. But here on, whenever we start the one going east off of Heath there,
mm-hmm.
well then on Hermosa to 1st Street, well 13th I guess it is. Anyway, we will not have to do that encroachment or take use some of that sidewalk area and stuff like that. So there won't be an expansion on that street there. Okay? That's our understanding at this time.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And then also Jim McGuire, he indicated yesterday, he stated that he and the code enforcement, Jesse Dominguez, had taken a tour yesterday of the city. And looking at, since Jesse has about 100 weed cases active right now.
100, huh?
Yeah, he's got at least 100.
Wow.
And we would encourage people, take the time while those things are still green. They're a lot easier to get down. I know it's hot out there. Believe you me, I know it's hot out there. But anyway, try to address those weed problems, alleyways, stuff like that, in around the houses. Those weeds are just getting out of hand. And anyway, we would encourage people to try to address them as best we can. Now, we have people that say, well, I see city, some of their property is not being taken care of. We're taking care of as much as we possibly can and as fast as we can with we have some openings. We have some openings, folks.
Apply for a job, help with the weeds.
Yeah, we've got several openings and what have you, but with the limited staff that we do have, we're trying our best to address as many as we possibly can, but we need the help. If the city will, residents will try to address their weed issues, we'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We discussed or discussed somewhat some issues that we're having with speed right now.
Yeah, you'd mentioned to me off air there have been some pretty significant wrecks that have happened the last
Yes, sir. The city has experienced a couple last week. They had a 3-car pileup over there at 13th and Grand.
Mm-hmm.
Young man trying to beat the light. Unfortunately, that impacted 2 additional cars and teetotaled his.
That's right there by the school.
That's right there at the school. You're absolutely right. And then there again on 13th, a few days ago, we had a trash truck making its rounds, and he went to make a right-hand turn, and a young man tried to pass him in a pickup on the right, and that didn't work out so well. But we would encourage the residents to please, schools going and what have you, please watch the speed limits and defensive driving and what have you. There's no need for those types of incidents. It's just inattention. So
people get in a hurry, they're running late, and
Yes, sir.
And they're maybe not used to school being in session and all the traffic associated with it, and so you get behind.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, you're put in a position where you've got to do something that's not wise.
Absolutely. And then and there again, the school zones are lit up now with the 15-mile-an-hour zones. They got their lights flashing and what have you. Please observe those and watch for those youngsters. Oh, then we moved on. We talked somewhat. The mayor mentioned that the governor's mandate for these hospital staffs to be vaccinated.
Uh-huh.
Gina heard, 100, like in Lee County, Lovington, I believe it was 130 some odd cases that you mentioned earlier.
139 just reported yesterday.
Yes. these hospital staff, if we wind up, we've been trying to have some discussion with the hospital here as far as staffing and what have you, see what we might be able to assist them with. But, you know, what can we do? But if we go under this mandatory vaccinations and stuff like that, or else,
which is what it is.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, and the ramifications of that when we have Texas hospitals, Lubbock in particular, you know, that are recruiting. Nice sign-on bonuses, stuff like that. If we start hemorrhaging our you know, hospital personnel and what have you, we could really be in a bad situation. I mean, it's bad enough as it is, but if they start recruiting from us, we are going to be in bad. And then to put this mandate on these hospital personnel, we could have some serious issues.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Now there's going to be hopefully they have their permit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's going to be a healthcare protest for vaccine choice.
Yeah.
At Martin Luther King Park today. Yeah. At 11 o'clock. Yesterday on the Chaves County Courthouse steps in Roswell, there was a protest, if you will, and
kind of pushing back a little,
kind of trying to get people to push back on the governor's mandates here.
Well, I understand that Mayor Janway down in Carlsbad there is initiated a letter to the governor requesting that she reevaluate that decision.
Well, he's got some other things I think he'd like the governor to help with too, you know.
Absolutely.
down there. Now, you had mentioned earlier on there were a couple things from the consent agenda that you wanted to make sure that.
Well, we've had some reappointments to the Recreation Advisory Board last night. We had 3 of those. Cooper Henderson, Greg Tutak, and Felipe Garcia were all reappointed last night, and their terms will expire in 2024. But we appreciate their volunteering to work with that. They've done a good job. And Raul Rodriguez, Councilor Rodriguez, he's over that recreation side of it for the council, and he's been there many years, and he does a fine job with that. Then we hired a fire cadet last night, water technician, 2 water technicians, and then there was a promotion of a individual in the police department to a police clerk. And then we had several resignations, 2 police officers, a firefighter, and a couple of water techs, or water and street technicians.
Let's see. So you're still down 2?
Yeah, yes, sir. I mean,
gosh.
We try, and but there's the oil field. Thank goodness it's showing a little pulse in that now. So anyway, it's affording some opportunities out in the field, you know, and what have you. So anyway, and usually whenever the field is doing good, we have that transition and what have you. So anyway, let's see. Then we approved some outside requests on our budget for the 2021-22 budget. The Artesia Advocacy, Chaves County CASA. We approved that one for $12,500. the Artesia Paws and Claws, $4,990. Artesia Clean and Beautiful had requested $21,885. That was done. And then Artesia Main Street, Downtown Community Revitalization Services, maximum of $21,375 was approved last night. Main Street holiday expenses was $9,975. Main Street maintenance expenses, $25,250, and the Greenway project expenses of $20,000.
And that's the
Greenway is along First Street from about the draw north to about where Roselawn intersects 285 out there. The Community Crime and Drug Coalition for $7,500. Artesia Department of Development, $17,500, and the Greater Artesia Foundation, doing business as my neighborhood, which is the community garden and what have you, is $8,000. And then we did a quit claim deed to some just a small portion of back to Mr. Esquivel. It's over there along the draw on Grand. Anyway, other than that, we had a pretty quiet evening. We did set some public hearings for September the 14th. When I'm out in the county for Mac Chase, and when I say the county approved plats and stuff like that, there's a 3-mile radius around the city that we handle for the county, and it's so anyway, that's why we're involved with that one, and that's over there off south of Monterey Drive and west of Heath. And then that public hearing will be on September the 14th. All of these will be on September the 14th. And then another one will be New Hope Baptist Church replat. It's located at on Center Street, 1700 block of Center Avenue. And then the next one we had was a zone change from a single-family district R1B to a general resident district, which is an R2. And there again, that'll be for the New Hope Baptist Church on Center. And then we've got this cannabis regulations coming. Nah, I don't want to talk about cannabis.
Y'all passed the regulations?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
Now the state is going to be accepting applications for licensing and what have you. The city is moving along, trying to get our ordinances ready to go. There's a meeting should be held within the next few days of the planning committee, which I serve on, and Councilor Hagelstein and Councilor Rodriguez serve on. And anyway, we'll be meeting, going over what we've kind of put together and what have you, getting it ready to go to bring back to the council for their consideration and what have you. But this thing is moving fast, I'm telling you. And then I think they actually start selling that stuff in 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they got to get their licenses, got to get all this other stuff, and
yeah, and they really didn't give the cities and the counties much leeway as to what you can and cannot do with all that. So it's really a shame.
Yeah, and then we had a request from the chamber for the use of Eagle Draw from November the 5th through November the 7th for their annual Balloons and Tunes Festival. So anyway, all of that was approved last night on the consent agenda, and the rest of it there was actually reports from during the meeting on the regular agenda. So, Gene, that was about it for the evening. We got through that relatively easy. Was out of there a little after 5:30. So, anyway, that was. I'm so appreciative of all that council. I tell you, we try to do our homework and try to get this stuff taken care of in a timely manner, and makes it easier on our staff, and which we're so proud of, and what have you. But anyway, the city is trying our best to move along.
And drive carefully out there, folks.
Please.
Do that. Terry, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for inviting us. We always look forward to being able to come down and getting the news out, help you with getting the news out and what the council's involved in.
Very good.
All right. Thanks
Terry
so
Hill,
much.
thank you so much. Let's see what Jared has dug up for you over here.